This is 95.3 Business Now.
Welcome back to Business Now. The Tinubu's administration government is looking to commercialize the Federal Mortgage Bank, which was established back in 1956, some 4 years before the country's independence in 1960. The managing director of the Federal Mortgage Bank, Shehu Hosidi, says the plan was part of efforts to enhance housing delivery efficiency for Nigerians. Let's turn to Mukhtar Mohammed, an economist and CEO of Finance with Mukhtar, for a conversation into Nigeria's housing deficit. A great Tuesday morning to you, sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Aramide. Always a pleasure to be on your show.
Yes,
good morning.
Thank you, sir. So, are you in tune with the plans by the government to commercialize the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria?
Sure, I am. I think it's long overdue. I always make a statement. I said it's not in the business of government to be in business. What it means is that any business that is solely run by government normally is involved with a lot of bureaucracy. The Federal Mortgage Bank would have been, if it had been run by privatized, run privately. And when I say privately, I don't mean that the government should hands up it completely. That's what I keep saying. Government could have controlling shares, but in terms of management, so government earns dividends, profits from it. I'm sure if it has been like this, by now, the housing need of the ordinary Nigerian will have been a little bit better. Because we need to remember that before now it was housing for all by the year 2000, the same Federal Mortgage Bank was supposed to be the driver of this. 2000 came and gone. We have housing for all again. I think it was shifted. But as a young child, I remember housing for all by the year 2000, and it was being powered by the Federal Mortgage Bank. But it has been involved in a lot of bureaucracy. Yes, it works you can't say it's outrightly not really working, because some public servants have actually gotten their houses through the Federal Mortgage Bank. But sometimes you realize that most of them that have this, there's a partnership between the Federal Mortgage Bank and maybe a private institution that are able to drive some of this. So I'm really be excited if really government is able to carry out this.
Yes. Yeah, but what does the Federal Mortgage Bank really need? At this time, is it reorganization, recapitalization, commercialization, or outright privatization?
They need all. Because if I want to buy into a company, I must look at the organization. I must look at the recapitalization. I must look at the commercialability. Now, if you look at the organization of the Federal Mortgage Bank, it's not something you really want to desire because of the lack of political bottleneck, in terms of political intervention for people that wants to be there. They're looking at, you want to score a political gain for your people, you want to be seen as someone that brought housing to them, not looking at the commercial availability of it. So that is one. And that's why I think they need an organization. When you look at recapitalization, of course they need it, because how much can government really invest in terms of capital into the Federal Mortgage Bank? Because over the years, that's why that bank has suffered, because the capitalization of that bank is still low, and it's only run by government, and mostly being used by public servants, not civil servants. It just looks like a bank that was just meant for civil servants alone. Then also, in terms of commercialization, you look at, you want to have a bank that has profitability. You want to be sure that if you buy into this bank, it's going to be profitable. That I don't think is a problem, because the Federal Mortgage Bank seems to have branches all over Nigeria. But how effective, how efficient are these branches? So when you look at that, you want to buy into it, then you begin to add efficiency. For outright privatization, like I told you, I want privatization, but I think government should have some controlling shares and also be able to sell to some Nigerians. If it means bringing it to the capital market, whereby a lot of Nigerians also become stakeholders, shareholders of this bank, it will be a good thing. But if you just keep it to government, like what we are seeing in the NNPC, where government have these the federal government has this stake, Ministry of Finance has this stake, then it might not be very, very effective. But I hope government will privatize it, own the largest share, maybe between 30 to 40%, and then put the remaining 60% for Nigeria and set up a commercially viable management team that can drive its goods through every side of every sector of the Nigerian economy and also Nigerians.
So well, yes, I get that, but do you agree with the IMF position that Nigeria's rising interest rates impact housing delivery negatively?
Definitely. When you talk about that, you're talking loans. Mortgage loans are becoming so outrightly very expensive. Before now, it was expensive, but now with this high interest rate, you see mortgage loans have gone as high as 27 to 30%. So how much of that? How many people can afford that? And that also becomes a slowdown also in that aspect of the Nigerian economy. We've seen a lot of slowdown there because a lot of them not able to meet up in terms of mortgage. So what we see is that the public civil servant seems not to have, they are not able to participate in the housing delivery in Nigeria. So it's mostly left for the private sector. And when you look at the private sector, you are talking about 100 million to almost 200 million. So how many public servants will be able to afford that? So that's why I think I totally agree with them. It has cost. It's not only in the area of even the making the housing delivery negatively. Also, you also look at the rent also has gone up. Every rent, especially in larger cities like Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, Warri, all these places, rent has gone really, really high because of this rising cost in terms of interest rates. So I totally agree with them. You are not saying that, Aramide, I'm sure you agree with me, you are not saying buildings spending up the way they used to spend up before now, whereby people are building, people are buying. Because to buy a block of flat now in a terrorist area, you're spending up to between 60 to 70 million, what used to be between 25 to 30 million. So those are the negative impact. I totally agree with them.
Okay, well now the Nigeria Diaspora Commission and the Federal Mortgage Bank itself, they've announced plans to launch a diaspora mortgage scheme by July. Give me your thoughts on that.
Fantastic, Aramide. I've always said that we should take advantage of our diaspora large community, like what countries like India have done to grow their economy. India exporting intellectual properties to various parts of the world, especially the United States, and in turn those intellectual property tend to build institutions in India, bringing in more remittance into them. You look at all the artificial AI industry, the Indians are there. You look at the high-tech industry, they are there. They are even buying into the automobile industry. So, and for me, the joy about this is that instead of I was saying that instead of the CBN governor at the point criticizing Nigerians that goes abroad, that goes to school, they are the ones that make up Nigeria in the diaspora, that they are the ones, the cause of the effects, how they should think of how they can give them a product through the Diaspora Commission, whereby they can begin to invest in Nigeria. And I'm very sure a large number of them will want to do because it's going to be an organized plan. Some of them do not have interest to invest in Nigeria, not because they don't want to invest, but they've gotten their fingers burned when they give money to relatives, But when they heard something that is being spearheaded by the Diaspora Commission, Federal Mortgage Bank, the federal government is involved, and that will bring in more remittance into Nigeria. So I think this is one of the most commendable decisions ever taken by the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. I'm excited about it and look forward to see it see the light of the day by July.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us, Mukhtar Mohammed, economist and CEO of Finance with Mukhtar. Have a great Tuesday, sir.
Thank you, Aramide.
Well, that's your business now. This Tuesday, the 23rd of April, I am Aramide Folorunsho. Do have a profitable day ahead, everyone. Bye-bye.
This is 95.3 Business Now.